So, hi guys, this is the promised video about conclusions for essay number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get right to it. All right, so a quick recap. So on Monday, we talked about introductions for an essay because we're focusing on this first essay primarily on structure, like how do you set things up. And so for this essay, you have an option. You can do a 1-paragraph introduction, which is perfectly fine. It's not a long essay. A 1-paragraph introduction should get you where you need to go. And so for a 1-paragraph introduction, I have a brief attention grabber. Here's just a short quote. And then from the attention grabber, I move into my summary of the Matthew effect. And then after I'm done with my summary, I end that introduction with my thesis statement. Now, a lot of you, all of you, most of you, handed in a summary already for the Matthew effect. You can for sure use that summary in the introduction. That is why we did that's why we did it last week. So I did, I think I have like 15 more to grade. So you want to go in, and they should be done by, later on today. You want to go in, you want to look at my comments, you want to revise your summary. Like some of them have problems with sentence structure. Some of them, maybe your structure was off. Some of them maybe are a little too long. So revise that summary based on my comments and then use it in your introduction. So this is a 1-paragraph introduction. Here we have a 2-paragraph introduction. And the difference is that here I have a longer attention grabber because I'm telling a personal story or a narrative. And so therefore I have 2 paragraphs because it's longer. So here's my personal story and my narrative, which is fine if you want to begin that way. You don't have to. Again, for this essay, a 1-paragraph introduction works fine. And then from there, my next paragraph is going to be Malcolm Gladwell's summary, right? So the Matthew effect summary, and then I end with my thesis statement. It is crucial for a text-based essay that the summary is in your introduction because I need to know the terms of the conversation. So I need to know what Malcolm Gladwell said in order to understand your thesis or in order to put your thesis in context. So the summary should be there. All right, and then we moved on to body paragraphs. You need at least 3 body paragraphs, and here I give you a basic outline. So you need a topic sentence, and you need 3 pieces of supporting detail. And each piece of supporting detail you develop in a few sentences. So again, this is just from a quick recap of the video I posted yesterday. Here's my topic sentence, and I begin with what Gladwell fails to do. So Gladwell's argument discounts individual effort. And then I'm just following my outline, which is why you do it, right? So here's my first supporting detail, which is schools. I developed that in a couple of sentences. Here's my second supporting detail, which is grade point averages. Develop that in a couple of sentences. And then here is my quote, which is my third supporting detail. And again, I explain that quote in a few sentences. That's it. That's the whole thing. You're going to repeat the outline and repeat, that process for body paragraphs 2 and 3. It's always the same process. You're always coming up with an outline based on your topic sentences, and then you're following that outline. So here I give you some sample topic sentences. And again, I'm beginning with Gladwell. It's still on the side of the individual. Gladwell also fails to take into account, right? Whatever my point is, I would need to be supporting details to develop that point. And then my next body paragraph, finally, Gladwell does not consider, right? Whatever my point is, and then those 3 supporting details and develop that point. All right, so now we're talking about the conclusion. In some ways, I think the conclusion is the easiest part of the paper because what a conclusion does is it's reminding your reader of what you wrote. So it's kind of saying, it's kind of pulling out all the pertinent parts of your essay for your reader. It's summing it up. So a conclusion, an outline for a conclusion usually has these 3 parts. The first thing you're going to do is restate the summary in the introduction. So again, so Gladwell is the summary we began with. So that summary should also begin our conclusion. You want to shorten it. And when I say restate, that means you're just simply saying it a different way. The next thing you want to do is restate your topic sentences. So for example, individual effort is my first topic sentence. I want to restate that. Again, I want to repeat the idea in a different way. And then finally, I have some kind of wrap-up strategy. And a wrap-up strategy is when I leave the reader with something to think about. It can be very similar to introduction strategies, which we talked about, I think, on Monday in the video. So you can end with a quote. You can end with maybe a prediction. You can end with a personal story, if you like. You can end with a historical fact or historical figures. You can end with the current event. I've had some people end with rap songs and I don't care. Like, as long as it has meaning for you and it kind of has meaning for your essay, you're good. You just want to make sure if it is a quote that you're going to cite it. If it's something like common knowledge, like I talked about Rosa Parks, we all know about Rosa Parks. I didn't have to look that up, so I didn't cite it. Okay, so here's the example. Also, a lot of you are beginning your conclusions with in conclusion. You don't have to do that. Just go straight. It's like we actually prefer you not do that. So just go straight to the summary. So here is how it begins. Gladwell's The Matthew Effect argues that success is a result of unearned advantages that accumulate over the course of a person's life. He also argues that those born without these advantages will have a harder time achieving success. So again, I'm saying the same exact thing in terms of Gladwell's main argument. I'm just saying it a different way. I am not talking about the Canadian hockey team or all that stuff because I'm only focusing on the main argument in his essay. So I don't have to add all that. From there, I go into my topic sentences, right? So while his argument is compelling, it does discount the power of the individual. Individual effort can. My first topic sentence, maybe my second paragraph was about positive thinking. I know a lot of people were writing about that. So positive thinking can, right? And then finally, whatever your third point in your body paragraph is. All right. So you're saying those topic sentences in a different way. So I should not see you copying and pasting from the topic sentences. I have to let my dog out, sorry. Bye, Moses. All right, so I should not see you copying and pasting from those topic sentences. Again, you're restating the same idea, you're just saying it a different way. And finally, the last thing is a wrap-up strategy. So here's an example of my wrap-up strategy. Again, it does not have to be yours. This is just an example. So it begins here, I put it in bold. Most collective action starts with an individual taking a stand to change the world, right? So I'm going to say, like, all the changes that happen in society happen because of one individual makes this, takes a stand and say, I'm not going to put up with this anymore, and things change. And so the example I use here is Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks sparked the civil rights movement by refusing to give up her seat. It was this individual act that challenged the nation and became a call to action to begin to address systemic racism. And then maybe if I want to, I want to end with some relevant quote about individual power and yada, 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 and I'm done. If you do look up a relevant quote or a song lyric or whatever, and it's outside of Malcolm Gladwell's text, make sure that you Google how to cite it correctly. And I'll post a website with this video about MLA citation, so you can just refer back to that. So I'm going to stop my share. That's generally it. That's the whole thing. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you still feel like you are completely lost, then you want to reach out to me. We can schedule a Zoom meeting. My office hours are about to kick in now from 1 to 3. I also have office hours on Friday from 1 to 3, but we can schedule a phone call. What I don't want is for anyone to be at home like I have no idea what's going on. That's a bad look for everyone. So again, if you are struggling, reach out to me. That's my job. I'm more than happy to help you. First draft of this is due on Friday, and then you have the entire weekend to peer review. That means you're looking over someone else's paper and you're making comments. And then second draft is due next week. All right, take care. This is my last video for the week, I promise. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys later.